QCOM,
DBVT, CYCC,
MSFT, MSFT,
CYCC,
MSFT, QCOM, RUM,
RUM, DBVT,
QCOM, RUM,
DBVT,
RUM,
VIVI, HOW,
HOWL,
HOW, HOW, PHUN, PHUN, JKS, CYCC,
QCOM,
Shares of Hilton down about $12 at $225 now, following their report. That's HLT.
SOXS, DBVT,
T, T, T,
BXMT, Blackstone Mortgage Trust, reporting a loss of 32 cents.
NVDQ, T,
T, T,
T,
T,
The estimate was 31 cents in earnings that may not compare. Revenue of 111.95 million. The estimate 115 million for BXMT. Bravo X-ray Michael Tango.
T,
T, LAC, VIVI, GNPX, 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 CYCC, T, rum,
QCOM, QCOM,
DBVT, DBVT,
SQQQ, T, 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 T,
T. Big spread.
QCOM, QCOM,
T. T.
QCOM,
CYCC.
rum,
PIXY. T.
QCOM,
Rum.
rum, rum,
PIXY.
rum, rum,
GNPX. Save.
rum, QCOM,
Coming up, earnings from
AUUD,
KO Coca-Cola.
Save. Save.
Expecting 74 cents on KO. Coca-Cola out now. Coke reporting 77 cents. The estimate was 74 cents. Revenue 11.9
SQQQ.
billion. The estimate 11.598 billion. So that's a beat for Coke. Kilo Oscar. Coca-Cola shares trading higher on light volume at 69.77,
DBVT.
up 32 cents. That's KO.
QCOM,
PHUN. Rum.
rum, rum, rum,
Coca-Cola says
DBVT.
full year out organic revenue growth expected of about 10%.
QCOM.
Full year 2025 comparable net
CCNR.
revenues, non-GAAP, are expected to include a low single-digit currency headwind based on current rates.
Rum.
That's KO Coke,
Rum.
69.66 now, up 21 cents. KO, Kilo Oscar. ROP
DBBT.
Roper reporting $4.62. The estimate on Roper was $4.53. That's a beat. Revenue 1.76 billion.
CYCC.
The estimate was 1.72 billion. So that's a beat for ROP.
T. T. DQ. T. BIVI. DBBT.
HTOL.
DBBT.
KO. 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 KO.
DBBT.
KO.
DBBT.
CBAT. NAZE. SBUX. RNAZ.
SRM.
DATS.
CYCC.
If you want to get your name, phone number, and address off the internet, but want to handle the removals yourself,
CYCC. CYCC.
GD General Dynamics reporting $3.35. Gulf Delta.
CYCC.
The estimate was $3.53. So that's short. Revenue
CYCC.
of $11.7 billion. The estimate
CYCC.
was $11.64 billion. So that's a beat on revenue, short on earnings for Gulf Delta.
CYCC. CYCC. CYCC.
CYCC CYCC
CYCC.
RNAZ
CME reporting
CYCC
$2.50.
CYCC
CYCC.
CYCC
The estimate was $2.42.
CYCC
Revenue 1.6 billion. The
CYCC.
estimate 1.579 billion
CYCC.
for Charlie Michael Echo.
CYCC. CYCC.
Adjusted earnings of $2.68 on CME. The estimate $2.65. That's Charlie Michael Echo.
CYCC
CYCC. CYCC.
CYCC RNAZ RNAZ IBRX
GNPX. CYCC.
SF Stifel
CYCC.
reporting revenue of 1.224
CYCC.
224 billion. The estimate was 1.199 billion. Earnings of $1.34 for Sandy Foxtrot. The estimate was $1.55, so that's short for Stifel,
DBBT.
WGO, Winnebago. Reporting 28 cents.
DBBT.
The estimate adjusted earnings of 28 cents on Winnebago. That may not compare with the 89-cent estimate. Revenue is 720.9 million. The estimate was 721.1 million. That's Whiskey Golf Oscar. AYEN Inovia announced publication of
BDU.
study demonstrating favorable impact on ocular surface of medication delivered with Optejet. That's Echo Yankee Echo November, EYEN.
FNGR
How? How? Save.
Howell
Save. How?
Howell Howell
BCYC, Bicycle Therapeutics, announced
How?
first human imaging data and outlines for leadership in next
How?
generation Radiopharmaceuticals,
CYCC, D.
and that is BCYC. CYCC Cyclacel off the highs now $1.98.
CYCC,
TRQR, Powell.
BIVI, BIVI,
Powell. Powell. Powell.
HOW,
Powell. Powell.
HOW,
EDU.
save,
Googsel.
save, T, save,
NTRS Northern Trust reporting $2.22. That's a beat. The estimate $1.74. November Tango Romeo Sandy.
PHUN, save, DBVT,
SBUX. CNSP. 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 CNSP.
TNPX,
CNSP.
HOW,
EDU.
save,
Coming up at 7:30,
How?
Boeing expecting a loss of
CNSP.
$3.26
How?
adjusted.
HOW,
That's Bravo Alpha, BA.
CYCC, save,
SBUX.
save, save,
HOWL, Werewolf Therapeutics, getting a pop to the highs, $4.35. Total Oscar Whiskey Lima.
CYCC, PHUN, PHUN, CYCC, CYCC, save,
Save.
CYCC,
EDU.
save,
SAVE Spirit Airlines
Save.
popping here. Sandy Alpha Victor Echo.
DBVT.
SAVE $2.68. Shares
CNSP.
up 57
CNSP.
cents on SAVE. Sandy Alpha Victor Echo.
CNSP. CNSP. CNSP, 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 CNSP,
DBVT. Save. CYCC.
CNTX,
CNTX.
save, save, save,
Save.
save,
Save.
save,
Save.
save, save,
Save.
MSFT,
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 Save.
MSFT,
Save.
MSFT, save, save,
Save. Save.
save,
Save.
save,
Save.
save,
Save.
EDU,
Save.
save, save, save,
Save. Save.
save, save,
Save.
MSFT, save, save,
Save.
save,
Save.
save, save,
Save. PHUN. How?
299 now on Spirit Airlines and the Alpha Victor Echo. Continuing to spike here now on volume.
MSFT,
PHUN. How? CYCC. CYCC. How?
SBUX,
CYCC.
VRAX, Victor Romeo Alpha X-ray, VRAX Biolabs, exclusive to
SBUX.
Benzinger. VRAX Biolabs tells Benzinger Company announcing distribution
VRAX.
agreement with Europa Biosite to commercialize Immune Select research use portfolio in the UK and Ireland. That's Victor Romeo Alpha X-ray
SBUX.
VRAX.
Save. PHUN.
DB, SBUX, SBUX, SBUX,
PIXY. Big spread.
YUMC, Yum China, said board will consider
DBVT.
declaration and payment of a quarterly dividend. That's Yankee Uniform Michael Charlie.
CYCC.
SBUX,
CYCC.
SBUX,
how,
SBUX,
how, how,
VRAX,
DBVT, how,
NIXX,
how,
SBUX,
VRAX shares popping on that news from the company. Victor Romeo Alpha X-ray.
SBUX, SBUX,
VRAX, VRAX,
IAUX, SBUX, SBUX, VRAX, VRAX,
VRAX,
VRAX,
VRAX,
246 now on
VRAX,
VRAX.
VRAX, VRAX,
VRAX,
VRAX, SBUX,
VRAX, VRAX,
SBUX,
CYCC,
SBUX, SBUX,
CYCC, CYCC,
NIXX,
GNPX, GNPX,
PNBK,
VRAX, VRAX,
VRAX,
VRAX,
Coming up at 7:30, Boeing expecting a non-GAAP loss of
GNPX,
$10.34. That's Bravo Alpha.
YCBD,
VRAX, VRAX, CYCC,
Assistant, DRMA, Howl. Howl.
Howl. CYCC. VRAX.
HOWL.
Howl.
Werewolf Therapeutics, $4.50,
Howl.
65 cents now,
Howl.
continuing to spike here. HOWL.
Howl.
Howl. Howl.
Howl. VRAX. GNPX. VRAX.
JZ.
PHUN. GNPX. CYCC. DBVT. GNPX.
NCNA.
GNPX. GNPX. CYCC.
JZ.
Howl. GNPX. Howl. GNPX. 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 GNPX.
GNPX.
Grab. DBVT. SGMO. GNPX. PHUN. GNPX. Save.
ZPTA penny stock is a product
CYCC.
computing spiking here on very heavy volume now. Zulu
ELBN.
Papa Tango Alpha 15 cents. Big spike in ZPTA.
VRAX. VRAX. CYCC. VRAX. GNPX.
GNPX. GNPX. GNPX.
GNPX.
GMPX shares popping here.
GNPX.
Genprex $3.20.
GNPX.
Golf November Papa X-ray GNPX.
GNPX. GNPX.
GNPX. GNPX.
Buru.
How? GNPX.
CNTX. GNPX. GNPX.
GNPX.
LILM.
GNPX.
LILM. LILM.
Boeing
SDOW.
LILM. LILM. LILM.
Adjusted earnings, a loss of $10.44. The estimate, a loss of $10.50, so a small loss than expected.
Save.
CEO Ortberg says need a
LILM.
fundamental culture change in the company. In prepared remarks, trust in our company has eroded. Company backlog is roughly half $500 billion. Have some difficult contracts in defense business. That's BA Boeing. Boeing shares gapping down, then popping here, bouncing back rather. That's BA Boeing.
DBVT.
Boeing Q3 backlog of $510.51 billion.
Save.
Shares of Boeing now at $159 now, down 88 cents. That's BA Boeing.
Save. Save. DBVT. DBVT.
NEE, Nextera Energy, reporting a net profit of $1.85 billion. 90 cents in earnings for Nextera. The estimate was 70 cents, so that's a beat
QCOM.
for NEE.
QCOM. RKLB. QCOM.
RKLB.
QCOM. QCOM.
GNPX.
NEE, Nextera Energy, Q3 adjusted EPS of $1.03, beating the 98-cent estimate. Sales of
CYCC.
7.56 billion, missing the 8.05 billion estimate for
QCOM.
Nancy Echo Echo NEE.
QCOM. QCOM.
CYCC. CYCC. VRAX. VRAX. VRAX.
QCOM. QCOM. QCOM.
GE. GE Aerospace is partnering with Lithium to inform eVTOL flight safety standards. That's Golf Echo GE.
VRAX.
QCOM.
VRAX.
CGTX out with some data on their phase 2 SHINE study. That's Charlie Golf Tango X-ray. CGTX shares moving higher on that.
Save. Save. DBVT. VRAX. VRAX. GNPX. CYCC.
MSFT.
Snap.
MSFT.
RDW and BMY. Redwire announces that
WW.
it is launching an investigation to the International Space Station in partnership with Bristol Myers Squibb
GNPX.
to study model small molecule compounds. That's RDW
MSFT.
and BMY.
GNPX. GNPX.
NEP, NextEra Energy, reporting GAAP EPS of a loss of 43 cents, missing the 62-cent estimate. That might not be comparable. It's
GNPX.
Nancy Echo Papa, NEP.
BIVI. TZA. VRAX. VRAX.
SGMO.
GNPX. BIVI. Save. Save. GNPX. GNPX. How?
Correction on that. NEP, NextEra
VRAX.
Energy
How?
earnings was 63 cents, beating the 62-cent estimate. So it's a beat. Nancy Echo Papa.
VRAX. BIVI. 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 BIVI.
MSFT. SBUX. 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 BIVI. 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 BIVI.
BIVI.
MSFT.
T. GNPX.
BIVI. BIVI.
BIVI.
Gold.
BIVI.
PRG, Grog
BIVI.
Holdings, is raising their guidance, sees fiscal year
MSFT.
BIVI.
BIVI.
24 adjusted
BIVI.
EPS
BIVI.
MSFT. BIVI. BIVI.
of
BIVI.
$3.30 to $3.40 versus the $3.38 estimate. Sees fiscal year 24
SBUX.
sales of 2.44 billion to 2.46 billion versus the 2.44 billion estimate. That's Papa Romeo Golf, PRG.
BIVI. BIVI.
MSFT,
VRAX.
XLO,
BIVI. BIVI. VRAX.
BIVI,
VRAX. GNPX. GNPX. GNPX.
BIVI,
BIVI. BIVI.
BIVI,
BIVI.
BIVI, BIVI,
BIVI.
BIVI,
BIVI.
BIVI, BIVI,
BIVI. BIVI. CYCC. Save. T. ACHR. Joby. BIVI. PHUN. BIVI. How. PHUN. BIVI. BIVI. How? CYCC. How?
Benzinger market update, S&P futures down 13.25, the Dow futures down 218, NASDAQ down 65.25. Crude is down $1.33, $70.41.
VRAX.
Natural gas down 4 cents at $2.27. Gold up $4.40 at $27.6430. Bitcoin futures down 1,060 at 66,430. RDW, Redwire to launch pillbox investigation in partnership with pharmaceutical startup company Excesso Libero Pharma to study novel drug ELP-004. That's Romeo Delta Whiskey, RDW. WIT, YPro. YPro announced a partnership with Wealth Time to deliver service offering. That's Whiskey India Tango.
How? ACHR. VRAX. Save. VRAX. GNPX. 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 VRAX. VRAX. VRAX.
PRG Prague Holdings reporting their results. Papa Romeo Golf. Prague reported earlier, actually.
BIVI.
77 cents. The estimate 79 cents for PRG.
Save. CYCC.
Heads.
BIVI. BIVI. BIVI.
MSFT.
VRAX. 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 BIVI. VRAX. VRAX. VRAX.
DGX Quest Diagnostics awarded CDC contracts for H5 avian flu influenza and oral pouch virus test development. That's Delta Golf X-ray DGX.
PHUN. PHUN. DBVT. CYCC.
LUMO, Lumos Pharma, halted for news. Lima Uniform Michael Oscar.
CYCC. Dust. PHUN. VRAX. VIVI. OS. VRAX. DBVT. 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 PHUN. PHUN. VIVI.
KO Coca-Cola shares off the lows now
VIVI.
68.70. Down 75 cents for a kilo Oscar.
VIVI.
Shares of AT&T now near the highs, 22.10,
VIVI.
22.21, up 71 cents for letter
VIVI.
T following their earnings report.
PHUN. DJT. Big spread.
LIXT.
VIVI. VRAX. VRAX.
OS.
Save. VRAX.
LRHC. MSFT. RVAS.
APH ethanol, ethanol reporting.
GTX. GTLR. GTX. JVS. PDD.
Ethanol
CC.
reporting adjusted earnings 50 cents.
Run. Wind.
APH.
WVA.
Wind. Wind. CCAR. ENPH. OS. Eric.
The estimate was 45
HLT.
cents, so that's a beat for APH. Sales of 4.04 billion. The estimate 4.039 billion, so
OS.
that's a beat for Alpha Papa Hotel.
SEDG.
PYPL, PayPal, and Global Payments joined forces to simplify checkout with Fastlane. That's Papa Yankee Papa Lima.
PHUN. VRAX. PHUN.
ALUR, Allurian Technologies, announced the
PHUN.
submission of first
Run.
3 modules of pre-market approval application to the
TQQQ.
FDA for the Allurian balloon.
PHUN.
That's Alpha Lima Uniform
ENSC.
Romeo,
AKBA.
ALUR. LUMN,
PHUN.
Lumos Pharmaceuticals, which enters into definitive agreement with
VIVI.
Double Point Ventures to go private, $4.25 per share in cash. That's Lima Uniform Michael
Joby.
Oscar. That's LUMO. Shares were
Wolf.
halted ahead of that news. Last traded at
Yuling.
$4.10. Limos withdrawing its prior cash runway guidance. That's LUMO.
PNBK.
UNF, UniFirst, reporting $2.39.
JCSE. AMD. VOD.
The estimate was
How?
BHP. NOK. HMY.
the estimate was $2. The estimate was $1.97, so that's a beat for UNF. Revenue
STX.
$639.8 million is a beat. The estimate $635 million. That's Uniform November Foxtrot.
Wind. Wind. GTEC.
PMVP, PMV
Save.
Pharmaceuticals,
CYCC.
announcing an update on Pinnacle Clinical
GNPX.
Trial.
FUBO. Wind.
Collaborates
Wind.
with MDACC
Wind.
and MSK for Phase 1B study in AML MDS.
Save.
That's Papa Michael Victor Papa.
VARC.
VZ
GNPX.
and
GNPX.
FYBR, Glendon Capital. Poses Frontier Communications,
VIVI.
sale to Verizon for $38.50 per share. That's Victor Zulu, Foxtrot Yankee Bravo Romeo.
Wind. Wind.
CELZ,
Wind.
Creative Medical Technology
Wind.
Company, announcing $1.85 million registered direct offering priced at the market under NASDAQ rules to issue warrants for 837,000 shares at $4.42 per share. That's Charlie Echo Lima
Wind.
Zulu, CELZ.
Wind.
DBVT.
MSFT.
JSPR,
MSFT.
Jasper Therapeutics, announcing further
Wind.
expansion of clinical program in chronic spontaneous
Wind.
urticaria.
CYCC.
Wind.
Data from newly added 360 milligram single dose cohort is expected to be reported in H1 of 2025. That's JSPR, Juliet Sandy Papa Romeo.
MSFT.
CYCC.
JYD, Jaya Global Logistics, acquisition of significant stakes in two key
MSFT.
logistics facilities in California, issued 3.4 million
MSFT.
Class A
MSFT.
shares as consideration for the acquisitions.
MSFT.
That is Juliet Yankee
VIVI.
Delta, JYD.
DBVT.
Wind. VRAX.
AVTR, Avantor, strengthens partnership
Wind.
with National Institute for Bioprocessing Research and Training to address critical biopharma
CYCC.
industry challenges. That's Alpha Victor Tango Romeo, AVTR.
Wind.
VIVI. Wind.
Wind. NXL.
ZENA, Xenotech, announcing Zoo Office to help in building AI drones. That's Zulu Echo November Alpha, ZENA.
T. DBVT. How? VIVI.
NXL.
VIVI. DBVT.
T.
PHUN. PHUN. VRAX. VRAX.
FTCI.
TELA, TELA Bio, announcing pricing of public offering of common stock and pre-funded warrants. That's Tango Echo Lima Alpha. $2.25 per share, 12 million shares. That is TELA, also 5.8 million warrants. That's Tango Echo Lima Alpha.
T.
BIVI. BIVI.
NXL. FTCI.
NXL,
ITRM.
Nexalin, more highs now $1.95. November X-ray Lima.
VRAX. DBVT.
MSFT.
Save. NXL. CYCC. CYCC. DBVT. CYCC. UVXY.
HIHO.
GNPX. HIHO.
CNSP.
BIVI. BIVI.
CNSP. CNSP.
PHUN. 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 CYCC.
VRAX,
VRAX, DBVT, VRAX, 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 VRAX,
CNSP, Charlie November Sandy
VRAX,
Papa. Shares popping to the highs, 45 cents.
VRAX,
Company said it requested a hearing panel with the NASDAQ to take place on November 5th.
SGMO,
That hearing automatically stayed, suspension or delisting action pending the hearing. That's CNSP shares moving on that.
TILA,
VRAX, VRAX,
Googsol,
GNPX,
Googsol,
DBVT, DJT,
Googsol, Googsol, Googsol,
VRAX, VRAX, VRAX,
APRE,
VIVI, VRAX. Snap.
Gooksal. MSFT. MSFT.
PNBK.
MSFT.
VRAX. VRAX.
Gooksal.
VRAX.
MSFT. Gooksal. 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 MSFT.
PHUN.
Tila. Gooksal.
Save. GNPX. 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 GNPX.
MEGL. VOR. Very.
GNPX. VRAX.
MRKR.
VRAX. 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 VRAX.
RBLX. RMCO. XLO.
VRAX. VRAX, 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 ZSL, VRAX, VRAX,
NXFT, LNZA,
save,
BIOA,
VRAX, 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 YINN, PHUN, DJT, DJT, VRAX, TZA. VRAX. 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 VRAX.
GOVX, RGTI.
VRAX. VRAX. ZSL. NVDQ.
NLSP. PNBK.
PHUN. VRAX. VRAX.
STLA, Stellantis invests
SGMO.
$29.5 million in
CYCC.
innovative wind tunnel technology to enhance EV aerodynamics. LRHC, La Rosa Holdings tells Benzinga company reports
SIMO.
preliminary 9 months revenue for
LRHC.
2024 of
SGMO.
about $45 million, it reflecting 120% year-over-year growth. That's Lima Romeo Hotel Charlie, LRHC, exclusive to Benzinga.
MGNI.
RTX is Collins Aerospace Inc. 787 MRO award with Air Europa. That's Romeo Tango X-ray.
NXL.
GNPX.
DJT, Trump Media announcing release of Truth Plus streaming on Amazon Fire TV. That's Delta Juliet Tango,
SGMO.
DJT.
LQR. ALS.
VRAX.
MGNI.
CLDI, Kalidi Biotherapeutics, pricing their offering $2 million,
GNPX.
registered direct offering.
GNPX.
At
DBBT.
$1 per share, 2.05 million shares. That's CLDI. SIDU, Sidus Space.
GNPX.
Sidus clears critical design
VRAX.
review for Netherlands laser commercial satellite. That's Sandy India Delta Uniform. SIDU, shares popping on that.
SGMO. LRHC. LRHC.
SGMO.
LRHC.
LRHC, C shares moving here on some volume coming in, up 11 cents at 60 cents. That's Lima Romeo Hotel
SGMO.
Charlie.
PNBK.
CELU,
LRHC,
Cellularity,
LRHC,
files appeal request
EZGO.
and amended compliance plan with NASDAQ hearing
PLTR.
panel. That's Charlie Echo Lima Uniform.
LRHC. LRHC. LRHC, 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 SGMO,
VRAX, SGMO, SQQQ,
ICU C-Star Medical said Stanford
Save.
Medicine is cleared to actively enroll subjects in adult acute kidney injury pivotal trial. That's India Charlie Uniform.
BIVI,
RGTI,
MGNI and DIS, Magnite and Disney announced 2-year deal renewal. Michael Golf, November, India.
RGTI,
DJT, BIVI, BIVI, MGNI,
LRHC 60,
LRHC.
68 cents now,
LRHC,
getting continuing higher. That's at Lima Romeo Hotel Charlie.
LRHC,
LRHC, DJT, RGTI,
TZOO,
TVGN,
Travel Zoo announcing
TVGN.
share buyback. Tango Zulu Oscar up to 1 million shares.
TVGN,
TVGN,
BIVI,
TVGN buys effort in
RGTI.
artificial intelligence.
SGMO,
Joins Microsoft for startups, begins accelerating drug development. That's Tango Victor Golf November. Michael Sandy Foxtrot Tango.
VRAX, VRAX,
INTC,
VRAX,
TVGN, SGMO,
VRAX, SGMO,
INTC, 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 QBTS, SGMO,
SGMO,
FAMI, FAMI receives NASDAQ minimum bid price requirement extension. That's Foxtrot Alpha Michael India.
RGTI,
VRAX,
TVGN,
TVGN,
SBLK,
CYCC,
FTCI,
TVGN, TVGN, VRAX, VRAX. VRAX.
CRKN. TVGN.
VRAX. 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 VRAX.
FTCI.
VRAX. VRAX. Save. Save. Save.
CRKN.
Save. VRAX. VRAX.
HIMS.
BIVI.
CRKN. 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 SNOA.
TVGN. BIVI. CRKN. CYCC.
AQB. CRKN.
VRAX. VRAX. VRAX.
Russia's foreign ministry spokeswoman said idea of deployment of non-nuclear deterrence weapons in Ukraine will lead to direct confrontation of nuclear powers and catastrophic
VRAX.
consequences.
GAUZ.
Save.
This has been used for years and years in functional medicine, and it's going to look for all of your mineral levels as well as your toxic heavy metals.
All right, we have more changes unfolding in U.S. markets and
FTCI.
presidential politics. Changes
LRDN.
that have big money flowing into a Trump Republican victory. And I'm going to say this right off the bat. No, we are not only talking about Polymarket. There's been this push by left-wing media claiming the betting market surge for
BNED.
Trump has been fueled by a handful of large investors. Well, wait for it, because what they're
PHUN.
not telling you, what they won't tell you, is that the big
GSIW.
banks, the big trading desks at these banks are now reporting hedge funds and investors, big ticket investors, are pouring in bets for not only a Trump victory, but a potential sweep
CYCC.
election, which could make all the difference for what comes after November 5th. But before we get started, thank you for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps out the channel, and consider subscribing so you don't miss these regular updates. So we now have 2 weeks until Election Day, 2 more weeks before November 5th, the most consequential election in decades. You know this, a make or break election for the U.S. economy. Take a look at this chart. This is the federal government's expenditures to service our national debt, folks. Harris Biden are now spending over $1 trillion a year to simply service our debt. $1 trillion a
VRAX.
year on interest. In the last
TGL.
few weeks, they borrowed an additional $450 billion, almost $500 billion, just to pay the interest we owe. Spending like drunken sailors, spending like we did during World War II, as a percent of GDP, that is. Meaning, this is how you spend money when you're dealing with some existential crisis, a war or a pandemic or whatever. During
Save.
peacetime, government spending should fall.
CSCO,
That's why
Cisco
Trump's pulling
unveils
away
new
with it.
AI
Voters know
innovations
that
and
Kamala
VRAX.
had 4 years to
experience.
fix this.
And
Instead,
also
they made it
announcing new
worse.
WebEx
And look,
AI
right off the
agent
bat,
and AI solution
VRAX.
for
Trump has all the
contact center.
momentum right now. All the momentum
Sandy
in the
Charlie
week before
Oscar.
Joe Biden was replaced, the week following that disastrous
VIVI.
debate performance. Trump also had all the momentum. Pundits and polling analysts back then, they were talking about a potential landslide victory for 45. Then Kamala replaces Biden and the momentum shifted a bit. Not a ton, but there was definitely a shift. Well, now 2 weeks to go, folks, and it's rotated back to Donald Trump. The pendulum has swung back again. Kamala Harris is now literally in the same
VRAX.
spot that Joe Biden was before stepping down. Let's just start with Polymarket, as it's been all over the
VRAX.
news. Everyone's talking about it, so let's get it out of the way. The people now betting Trump will win on November 5th, a nearly
VRAX.
15-point spread.
VRAX.
Bets for Trump totaling $586 million this week versus Kamala's $395. 15 points is massive, a massive gap, and establishment media
VRAX.
knows it. They are
VRAX.
flabbergasted at how to handle this, how to respond to it, how to spin it. Left-wing media first chose to ignore the story, but they can't, so now they're trying to explain it away. First, Mark Cuban came up with the idea, the brilliant idea, that betting markets mean absolutely nothing because U.S. citizens can't participate. Saying this first on Bill Maher over the weekend and then repeating it everywhere he goes. Watch.
Polls and where this election stands, clearly your candidate was, at least it seemed, doing better than she was doing better a couple of weeks ago than she looks like she's doing today.
VRAX.
If that's true, why do you think that's true?
Who knows? I mean, that was the regular season. This is the playoffs. It doesn't really matter. It's what happens going forward. And,
VRAX,
you know, like
VRAX,
every candidate always says, you've got to play like you're 1 point behind. So that's what we're doing.
VRAX.
You're a markets guy.
VRAX.
What do you think of Polymarket? What do you think of some of the other marketplaces where people are effectively taking bets on this election? And
SGMO.
again, what looks like a big move for former President Trump.
Well, let me first say I'm an indirect investor in Polymarket through a fund that I'm in, a crypto fund that I'm in. And I know that you're not supposed to be an American and bet on Polymarket. And so it's not really an indication, I think, of anything. And I don't really know what hedges are out there. So it's possible to, you know, bet on one side and not bet on the other. And from all indications, most of the money coming into Polymarket is foreign money. So I don't think it's an indication of anything.
Then other corporate media like your
FTCI.
CNNs and MSNBCs started to
FTCI.
report that the major lead Trump has is due to just 4 big money
VRAX.
investors, they said, who helped move the market for him, which is another cope. It's copium because they don't know how to respond to this. Their job right now is to keep momentum up for the Kamala team.
FTCI.
You got to give it to them. They have a very difficult job right now.
FTCI.
I mean, they're better
VIVI.
off throwing in the towel than making a fool out of themselves, pretending she has a shot with numbers like these. But here's what they're not telling you and won't tell you, probably because they don't even know it's happening. But even if they did, I doubt they would report it, that it's not just Polymarket. It's not just these new betting sites that are popping up. Forget the betting sites. How about the U.S. equity
DJM.
markets? What are they
DJT.
telling us? Well, the U.S. stock market is now, quote, all in for Trump.
VIVI.
Major investment banks and their trading desks sending client notes out over the weekend, breaking this down. All the big guys, B of A,
FTCI.
Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Deutsche Bank, all putting their money where their mouth is and recommending to their clients to buy the Trump trade. JP Morgan's positioning intel team released a report
VRAX.
yesterday in which John Schlegel
VRAX.
summarized it by
VRAX.
saying this: the recent hedge fund positioning is quite simply all in on Trump themes.
This is heavy. It's warm, loads of pockets. I'm impressed with it. This is the best.
Now we're going to dive into this in a
VRAX.
minute. It gets a bit granular, but it's important. And
VRAX.
first, just to add context to
VRAX.
this, going into the
VRAX.
presidential election, the month of October is usually a very dull month for markets. Not much
VRAX.
movement happens. It's
VRAX.
been that way
VRAX.
historically. The October before the presidential election,
VRAX.
markets basically stall
VRAX.
out unless there's the possibility of a sweep election. If one of the two parties is favored to shift the balance of power in Washington, then things start to move
FTCI.
and can move bigly. Major positioning and bets unfold in the weeks before then. And I showed you last video, B of A's Michael Arnett
VRAX.
predicting this same thing last week,
VRAX.
that the sweep odds had suddenly jumped last week. Well, he just
VRAX.
doubled down that the sweep odds had bigly. Major positioning and bets unfold
VRAX
in the
popping
weeks
above
before then. And I
three-
showed you
VRAX.
last video, B of A's
VRAX.
Michael Arnett
VRAX.
predicting this same thing last week, that the sweep odds had suddenly jumped last week. Well, he just doubled down
VRAX.
again. If you watch this channel regularly, you know I personally put a lot of stock into Hartnett's analysis. He's, in my opinion, way more right than he is wrong. Well, in his latest Flow Show note, he writes this: tail of the tape, latest presidential election win probability now has Trump at 61% versus Harris 49%. More relevant, though, to markets is election sweep risk, now at 44%, driven by GOP sweep probability surge from 20 to 33% in the last week. GOP sweep
LTBR.
2016 was sweet for stocks, oil, US dollar, sour for bonds and gold, though. Price action past week shows banks, small cap stocks, US dollar front running 2016 bull
AMPG.
moves, gold and oil now diverging. And here's the sweep probability in this chart. Take a look at this.
LTBR.
U.S. election sweep probability priced at 44%. Look at the massive shift in the odds. October 8th, a Trump Republican sweep was only 20% likely. By October 17th, last week, it jumped to 33%. Today, it's jumped another 6 points. That's a major move, a major jump. And
FTCI.
realize what this means. A sweep election changes everything. Up until this point, nobody thought that was even a possibility. They thought we'd have a split government. So the fact that the markets now are betting the odds of a Republican sweep means it's
PHUN.
possible there could be major volatility coming to markets, because when one party controls all levers of power, they can
Safe.
implement change, right? And it can fundamentally change markets. Now, since this note was released by Arnett on Friday,
VRAX.
the other big investment banks have made similar statements. According to Goldman Sachs, the Trump Victory
VRAX.
Index just hit an all-time high, while the Kamala Index is back to Joe Biden low levels, right before he dropped out. You can see that here. The Republican Party Victory Index now at an all-time high, Zero Hedge says.
PHUN.
This corroborates what we're seeing in the betting markets. On the copium, we're hearing from the left-wing media that the Polymarket numbers are an anomaly, are just false. JP Morgan also
RBLX.
released a note writing in their summary,
RBLX.
as odds of a Trump presidency and red wave have increased over the past few weeks, we've seen themes that are perceived to be Republican winners outperform Dem winners by around 7% over the past month. They go on to write this: markets are now all in on Trump themes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is good news.
GNPX.
Big money funds don't shift strategy like this for political or for partisan reasons. They do it based
GNPX.
on hard facts, on
PHUN.
data, on flows. You could take it to the bank that the big funds like
GNPX.
Point72 and
SW.
Citadel have access to all the private polling from all campaigns across the country. They have teams of people, they have machines, they have algorithms that process all of that before making any kind of shifts
GNPX.
in capital.
CYCC.
So it looks more and more likely that Trump is just pulling away with
CYCC.
it. And you can see that on the ground in states like Michigan and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, the blue wall
VRAX.
states that Kamala
VRAX.
needs,
VRAX.
that she must win, those must-win states for Kamala.
VRAX.
She's losing. Polling was just released surveying
VRAX.
Arab voters, for instance. Arab
CYCC.
voters are moving against Kamala this election cycle. You can Google it and see all
GNPX.
the attention that Arab and Muslim voters are getting in the last few days. A major voting bloc in Michigan, a voting bloc that Joe Biden carried handedly in 2020. Well, they want
VRAX.
nothing to do with
VRAX.
the Kamala Harris team or the Democrat Party anymore.
VRAX.
There's this great clip of MSNBC sitting down with a group of Arab and Muslim voters yesterday. Just here, it's right here. Watch as the host just is flabbergasted
VRAX.
when learning how much these voters despise Kamala Harris. It's a priceless clip. Watch this.
Who was voting for Donald Trump in 24?
It's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah. It's definitely not by Harris, that's for sure.
Who's voting for Kamala Harris here? Absolutely no.
No, not possible.
There's nothing she can do or say for us to change our mind.
Donald Trump has said he will reinstate the Muslim ban.
He said that last time.
He's said
CYCC.
that he wants Netanyahu to finish the job.
Donald Trump said a lot of things his first time around that terrified me. The campaign that the Democrats ran was that Donald Trump hates us. I felt safe, though, in the country when Trump was in office. I don't feel safe right now with Kamala in office.
And I will say, as we put the story together, I was hard-pressed to find someone who was voting for Kamala Harris in the Lebanese community in Dearborn.
Look, she's in such bad shape now that our campaign is fighting for the Liz Cheney type Republicans, the Nikki Haley, Liz Cheney type Republicans. And you know they're desperate if they're doing that. When Democrats, when anybody really rolls out at Cheney in this day and age, that's like the last thing you want to do. And they have to know this, but they believe if they can just peel away even a few thousand extra votes, that sliver of rhino-type Republicans, maybe it could make a difference. Spoiler, it won't. Again, all of the momentum right now is with Donald Trump, all of it. And now that Wall Street's positioning for a Trump victory, it means there is more than just noise here. There's more than just this background noise behind this. There is data to back this up. And look, will we see a sweep election? It's unlikely, but the odds have jumped 20 points in the last week. That's a big deal. All right, that wraps up this episode. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time.
What if there was a way to know if a stock will be bullish or bearish the day before? The truth is, they're actually
GNPX. DJT. GNPX.
LLS.
Well, that's because he had to pay out $3 million or something
VRAX.
like that to the Department of Justice and the SEC, right? Again, I'm not really criticizing anybody or targeting
VRAX.
anybody here. I'm just saying some of them might be legit. I don't freaking know, but most of them aren't. Yeah, like people make fun of me for having so many disclaimers and telling everybody I'm the top 3 worst trader of all time. But the reason I do it is because of that. Like, I'd rather just be honest with people. I'd rather understate.
VRAX.
I'd rather understate myself and over deliver.
IBCB.
Overstate
VRAX.
myself and under deliver. You know.
PHUN.
All right, chat. Yeah, the freaking scammers, man.
PHUN.
Yeah, I did share the scamming thing here. I don't even have my Discord up today, Pawn. My bad, dude. Part of me wants to buy this. I don't know if I want to. I guess I will.
MDAI.
We just got so much support here. So maybe I'll add a little bit more. This is a challenge account, so if we lose, it's okay. Starbucks stock drops after dismissal. Dismal earnings, suspended guidance. Deutsche Bank.
LRHC.
Shares fall on doubling of third quarter loan losses, but profits are up on Deutsche. AT&T post subscriber.
LRHC.
Falls. This company takes a big charge. AT&T is actually up a little bit now.
PHUN.
McDonald's stock is down after CDC ties quarter pounder to some stuff.
PHUN.
Boeing unveils $6 billion quarterly loss ahead of keynotes by striking machinists. Yeah.
VRAX. VRAX.
So we got Tesla earnings today, Chad. It's a massive report. I'm going to add to this here and play with this. It's risky, though. Again, we have our cushion on the day. We'll see if we can play into it. But I am going to cut this quickly if it doesn't work for me. Yeah, so we got Tesla earnings this afternoon, chat. We've got Tesla earnings. What is this? Tesla quarter 3 earnings, right? Oh man, I look the other way, guys. I'm down. I'm probably flat on the day after this. I guess I'll give it a second, but I'm not really happy about this too, of course.
SIFY, Sci-Fi Technologies, announcing launch of GPU Cloud Sci-Fi Cloud Infinity plus AI. That's Sandy, India, Foxtrot, India.
All right, so now we're completely flat. I like
Sandy,
the
India, Foxtrot, Yankee,
correction
correction
on
on
that.
that.
Fail pretty quickly too, though.
RTX, U.S. Army awards
LRHC.
the RTX is Raytheon tow contract.
LRHC. LRHC.
Romeo Tango X-ray.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a piece of
LRHC.
LRHC. LRHC. LRHC.
EJH.
LRHC.
Household Service Holdings
PHUN.
Limited announcing
LRHC.
online AI home
LRHC.
trainer.
LRHC.
That's Echo Juliet
LRHC.
Hotel.
Alright, so we're up about $100, $130. I'm gonna add to this now that we're green. And we're green enough.
UPST, Wiku selects Upstart for personal lending. Uniform Papa Sandy Tango.
Didn't really get the best feel on the rest of it though.
PHUN.
SPHL.
PHUN.
Logi.
PHUN.
Logi.
BIVI.
LSCC, Lattice announcing speaker lineup for developers conference. Name is Sandy Charlie Charlie.
Qui.
Alright, so we're down a little bit. I'm gonna add some size to this, see if we can fix it.
GNPX.
But it's only because we have a big cushion on the
VRAX.
Wait, yeah. Alright, so now we're green. How did we get a bad fill of that? We were green. I guess we're still up some in this trade.
GNPX.
AMLX. SATX.
I'll let it work a little bit.
BIVI.
So we're up a little bit here, chat.
LRHC,
SATX.
shares getting another pop here at 9 o'clock as the it was reported
CYCC.
earlier hitting the PR wires.
SPHL.
That's Lima Romeo Hotel Charlie.
SATX. SATX. HIHO.
Alright, so slightly green, now we're slightly red.
DBBT.
Try to be
Logi.
patient with these trades. You guys can
VIVI.
see Tesla moving up a little bit, AT&T down some. Our range is so small at this point in time. We got 25 minutes until the opening bell. I guess I'm gonna cut that. We ended up getting out slightly green on the trade. I'll take it. Better than a big losing trade, I guess.
VRAX. VIVI.
Yeah, remember today is
VRAX.
Tesla earnings, chat.
VRAX. LRHC. Save.
INFY, Infosys expands strategic collaboration with Meta.
LRHC.
Unveils Center of Excellence to drive
VIVI.
enterprise AI innovation through open source. That is
LRHC.
INFY.
VIVI.
AMLX.
VRAX.
We're still at that big support level I've been targeting all morning. And we're green on the day for sure.
LVS, Las Vegas Sands, said
VIVI.
Sands China entered into a new
AMLX.
facility agreement.
VIVI.
LVS, that's from a filing.
VRAX.
Pull it back. Now we're under that major support level. Also, we're going to throw it in sub-only mode, so if you haven't already, hit the sub button, hit the notification bell. I appreciate it.
VRAX.
There it is.
Logi.
Save. VRAX.
AMLX. Logi. QNTM.
Part of me still kind of wants to buy it. We got 23 minutes left.
Save. Save. VIVI.
Fed's Bowman did not
Yeah,
comment
so
on
the
economic
interesting
and
part
monetary
about Tesla
policy outlook
earnings
in
is,
introductory remarks to the Philly Fed FinTech conference. That's
VRAX.
Bowman.
Is what if they're going to
DBBT.
update us on the robotaxi?
LRHC.
Optimus. Again, I'm a little bit underimpressed with Tesla.
SGMO. LRHC. VRAX.
I saved $700 with Liberty Mutual. Crazy what you can get with those savings.
Well, tonight, the CDC is investigating nearly 50 cases of E. coli in 10 states linked to McDonald's Quarter Pounder hamburgers. 10 people have been hospitalized and one person has died. CBS's chief medical correspondent, Dr. John LaPook, is here with the latest.
Logi.
And John, first, how serious is this?
VRAX.
Good evening, Nora. I just spoke with the person heading up the outbreak investigation for
VRAX.
the CDC, and he said this was first noticed in Colorado on October 10th. They notified the
VRAX.
CDC a week ago, and genetic analysis of the E. coli showed it was present in 10 states.
UPWK
Now,
upward,
McDonald's
getting a
says
pop
the
here,
illnesses may be
and,
linked to slivered onions
pullback.
used on quarter pounders.
now
And the
popping
CDC
again,
told me just now that another
$10.74
possibility
Papa
is the
whiskey
patty
kilo.
itself, which is just used on the quarter pounder, which McDonald's says has been removed from a total of 12 states. McDonald's says all other menu items are unaffected.
And Dr. LaPook, what are some of the symptoms of E. coli and how quickly can they develop?
Well, symptoms usually start about 2 to 7 days after exposure. They can include diarrhea, fever,
$60 million in annual cost
vomiting,
savings,
and feeling dehydrated or dizzy. And the CDC told me if you ate a quarter pounder and you have these symptoms, any of them, you should contact your healthcare provider.
By 21%, expect $60 million
UPWK.
Or your symptoms
2024 revenue and EBITDA guidance.
Now, in a statement, McDonald's
that's
says safety is a top
UPWK reports
priority,
preliminary
and it's
Q3
taking,
results.
Swift
Revenue of
and decisive
$194 million.
action following the
That's
outbreak.
UPWK.
Dr. John LaBute,
Watch the
thank
spread.
you very much.
Getting a pop on that.
UPWK. Watch the spread.
Shares hitting a high of
UPWK.
$11.79.
UPWK.
That's Uniform Papa Whiskey
Save.
Kilo.
SQQQ. UPWK. VRAX. UPWK.
AMLX.
LRHC. LRHC.
Logi.
VRAX. LRHC. VRAX. 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 LRHC. UPWK. DBVT.
SQQQ. SQQQ. AMLX.
DBVT. UPWK. UPWK.
JBDI.
UPWK.
NVNO. West Northwest. JBDI.
Save.
Boeing CEO Kelly Ortberg on
VRAX.
CNBC said, of course, our defense and commercial business roughly have $500 billion of backlog. We need to right size and be efficient. Says it's all about getting our production rates and primarily our 737 MAX production rates increased.
AMLX.
Boeing CEO Ortberg says Boeing has a lot of issues. We need to stabilize the company. That's Bravo Alpha.
VRAX.
Shares of Boeing right now at 159.60, down 28 cents off the lows.
VRAX.
Boeing CEO said won't go into detail when asked about possible capital raise.
CYCC.
CDT,
TVGN.
penny stock, conduit pharma, getting a pop here, 15 cents. Charlie Delta Tango.
TVGN. CYCC.
Boeing CEO Ortberg says our core business of commercial aircraft and core defense products will always stay with the
TVGN.
Boeing company.
TVGN.
AMLX.
VRAX. LRHC.
TVGN. TVGN.
TVGN. CYCC.
TVGN. TVGN.
TVGN.
HSY Hershey's Grizzly Research
TVGN,
out with a report on
TZOF.
Hershey's said high levels of
TVGN.
banned PFAS detected in Hershey's packaging. That's Hotel Sandy Yankee, HSY.
LAZR.
Independent tests reveal widespread presence of cancer-linked forever chemicals in its biggest brands.
VRAX.
That's Hotel Sandy Yankee. That short report.
VRAX.
TSL East. ASTS.
LRN. Big spread.
URG. TSLK.
URG.
IRCI.
Shares of Hershey pulling back.
On.
180.07.
VIVI.
TVGN.
TVGN. DBVT.
On. TVGN.
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 TVGN. GNPX. TVGN. Joby. VRAX. VRAX. VRAX.
LRN. PBPB.
VIVI. VIVI.
LRN.
TVGN.
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 TVGN, popping to the highs now. Tango Victor, Golf November. TVGN. $1.92, 31 cents. TVGN announced effort in artificial intelligence, joining Microsoft for startups, announcing acceleration of drug development. That's Tango Victor Golf November.
VRAX. TVGN.
CC earlier announced new clinical data from ongoing
LRHC.
phase 2 study of oral fadaciclib at
PHUN.
AACR meeting.
PHUN. VRAX. LRHC.
FVRR.
VRAX. VRAX. VRAX.
VRAX.
VRAX. VRAX. VRAX. VRAX, 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 VRAX. TVGN, TVGN, UPWK, TVGN, TVGN, VRAX,
AKBA,
TVGN,
VRAX,
VRAX,
CNTX,
VRAX,
VRAX, TRIGYN,
VRAX,
IBRX, AMIX,
LRHC, BIBI, LRHC, LRHC,
LRN,
It takes dedication and focus to be an all-pro dad. The good news?
HCTI,
Leverage can be an incredible thing, but it's unfortunate that leveraged ETFs for the most part only date back to around 2010. This is unfortunate, of course, because the market itself was in a significant bull run across this period, and we don't get to see the real returns following significant drawdowns, such as those in 2000 and
CNTX,
2008, which we are going to look at today. The first iteration that I'm going to look at is biotechnology stocks, only going back to 2006 or so. The reason I'm going to start here is because most other markets are on all-time highs right now, so it of course appears the leverage is working exceedingly well. I'd like to start it with a bit of reasonable pessimism and showcase what those other years following drawdowns may look like before we get into the good stuff. I'd like to start by explaining exactly how I'm calculating this. Starts with an initial investment of $1,000 and a monthly recurring investment of $5 if I'm applying the dollar cost average principle, which is adjusted by inflation, annualized 2%. Leverage is calculated at 2 times and 3 times leverage, and it anticipates a total fees of 1.5% a year for both the 2x and 3x leverage. The reason the fees are calculated at 1.5% instead of 0.8%, as they are in reality, is to compensate for the perfection of this model, which does not take into account some slippage these funds clearly experience over time in ways that are not simply their fees. It gets it very closely, but my version ends up being slightly optimistic in the end. What we have here to start is the lump sum version, assuming no dollar cost averaging.
TVGN, more highs now. Tango Victor Golf, November, $1.95.
TILA,
LRHC, CYCC, CYCC, LRHC,
TZOL,
CYCC, GNPX, CYCC, CNTX.
SDOT.
CNTX. CYCC.
UPWK.
CYCC.
One minute to the U.S. market open.
BIVI.
OKYO.
LRHC. DBVT. DBVT.
GD, General Dynamics, on their conference call says expects total annual revenue of $48 billion with margins of 10.3%. That's Gulf Delta,
LRHC.
General Dynamics.
WWWGX.
DWBC. Watch the spread. OKYO.
Shell to acquire combined cycle power plant in
LRHC.
US trading market, that's Seni Hotel.
LRHC. LRHC. THYZN. OKYO. GNPX. CNTX. NJCL. NTDG. CNTX.
GD executive says expects 2024 sales of $12.3 billion in aerospace segment with 150 jet deliveries versus previous estimate of 160. That's GD.
TVGN.
Dow Jones Industrial Average down 222.65.
Billy.
S&P 500 down 17.07.
AG.
NASDAQ down
QNT.
67.30. GD says company expects 2024 revenue of $13.9 billion in marine systems segment
TVGN.
with margins of
TVGN.
6.9%.
AAUZI. ACHR.
TVGN.
TVGN shares are popping here after the open. Tango Victor Golf November.
TVGN.
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 PNPH.
TVGN.
ZSL.
TVGN. TVGN.
SQQQ. SPXU. SDS. IONQ. SGMO. LTBR. Xena. NVD. GMLX. SPXS. BITI. TZA. Serve. ANRO. Snap.
MCD,
UEC.
McDonald's shares, some volume at the open,
SBUX.
294.43 now,
LUMN.
ticking higher. Following a report
OMGA.
that of E.
TGOT.
coli in the quarter pounders in
Wolf.
certain locations in
FAMI.
Colorado.
APH.
Possible link to
BIVI.
onions.
Qui.
LRHC. GOTU. LRHC. NCI. CNSP. VRT.
OKYO.
CNSP. PTON. SWIM. HMY. CNSP. SDOW.
PHUN.
RZ. SMCI. LRHC.
TVGN.
LRHC. CNSP. SOXS.
GNPX.
TVGN.
TVGN.
ALLR.
GNPX.
LTOC. BTOC. BTOC.
GNPX.
BTOC. LRHC. LRHC. ATOC. OMGA.
UPWK.
TSLZ, SQ, IAG,
UPWK,
QNTM, HYZN,
LRHC,
LRHC, AMLX,
PHUN, LRHC,
North Northeast, STLA, GOVX, LRHC,
LRHC,
T, Tex, LRHC,
VRAX,
MUZE, RUM, ZRAX,
VRAX,
EONR, TVGN, NOC, LRN, SOXS, AMR, CSTM, RUN, AGNC, OKLO,
QUI, Doug, TVGN,
OMGA,
BTOC,
IONQ, LUMO,
BTOC,
PTON, SVSW, RGTI, Nova,
Doug,
MSOS, TAL, APH, DNN, STLA, QNTM, HMY, AMPH, AAL, TLRY, XCGC, TZOO, CHPT, UAVS, SMR, AGNC,
LRHC,
OKLO, DKR,
Doug,
DQ, DQ, LRHC, LRHC, OMGA,
LRHC,
LRHC, ALLK, ALLK,
LRHC,
IBRX, IONQ,
LRHC,
CSL, OMGA, PNGK, TVGN, HYZN, TILA, BTWK, UAVS, OMGA, NEGC,
Joby,
LUMO,
BIVI,
QNTM,
Joby,
OMGA,
OMGA,
TSLL,
OMGA,
OMGA, BIVI, HUMA, XPEV, QNTM,
BIVI,
AGNC, GSL,
LRHC shares
IONQ,
halted at the
TVGN,
highs, intraday high on a circuit
North
breaker $1.05,
Northeast,
up 114%. That's
BIVI,
LRHC.
Vito,
PHUN,
AQST,
PHUN,
BSGM, TAL, UAVS,
Coming up, the Bank of Canada rate decision at 9:45, then at 10 existing home sales for September.
TVGN,
TVGN,
TVGN, UAVS,
To make 1,500.
UAVS,
We'll see how that goes.
TVGN,
Y'all red or green? Or can I trade like this on my regular account?
TVGN,
UAVS, IONQ,
TVGN, TVGN,
ZSL,
TVGN,
OPK, UBTWK, CSTM. JDZG. BSGM.
So we got. So I was correct about the direction. I was just a wimp with how I approached it and didn't end up making as much as I could. Now we do have this big resistance level up here. I guess I'm going to try shorting into it, but I could also get stuck in momentum, so I just have to be very careful.
APH, PNBK,
VRAX, UAVS,
MNSO, tall,
SGMO,
PLG,
We're going to add to this now. Take a piece off.
T, VRT,
There, so we just made
TVGN.
We're up 1,000 now. Hey baby, how you doing?
XBP, CSTM,
SMR, Serve,
So like we've actually been reading the direction really well.
UK.
Like we predicted this rebound back up. We caught into this big support and resistance level.
UPWK.
Here, back down into it.
ENPH,
So we've been reading direction actually very well today.
UPWK,
Which is good, I guess.
TNBK,
But
UPWK, PNBK,
INDP,
have a good day, dude.
Run,
Have a good one, brother.
INDP,
JDZG, TVGN, NRGV, PNBK, SITA,
TVGN, TVGN,
VRT, VUZI,
Alright, I think this is a little bit too choppy, so we're gonna try to play into it. 2 contracts.
VRAX,
HUMA,
TVGN,
FAS,
VRAX, RUM,
SMR, VICR,
RUM,
MRVI, LRHC, LRHC, serve,
LRHC,
OKLO, IONQ, LRHC, LRHC,
LRHC,
RGTI,
Yeah, so we are
CSTM,
LRHC shares resume and popping to new highs.
LRHC,
$1.25,
LRHC,
up 160%. Lima Romeo Hotel
LRHC.
Charlie.
UPWK,
LRHC.
UPWK,
I'm gonna try one more
LRHC,
trade on this
LRHC,
I think we're gonna come back down and retrace some of this gap.
Sophie, Eric, TTON, RNAZ,
I'll hold the rest break even now, completely break even.
Den.
Let's see if we can break down some more. Alright, we're out.
Doug.
Alright, that's it. I'm done with this account for the day.
LRHC,
Not bad. Pretty good little graph here. I'll show you
SSL.
my graph so far today.
LRHC,
Run,
Yeah.
LRHC, LRHC,
VRAX, LRHC,
74. Here's the stats on the account so far. Not the best. Like, so we are running.
RGTI,
We're up $1,200 net.
LRHC,
74.5% accuracy.
DJT.
Profit factor almost 2 to 1. A little bit bad reward to risk, but that's okay because my
LRHC, LRHC,
LRHC,
So far so good here.
LRHC,
Beto,
Yeah.
AMPG, LRHC, JDZG,
LRHC,
Now, and we're going to be trading micros.
AMPG,
See if we can get into the same type of
ANRO,
windows here with the
AMPG,
we've been having on this. Again, we're down
AMPG,
though, which is all right. See if we can catch the same thing.
Nova, AMPG,
Short. 3 contracts.
Sophie, QBTS, tall,
Contracts. There we go.
Coming up, the Bank of Canada interest rate decision.
I took some off there. Got a bad fill. There we go.
BKR Baker Hughes
All right, so we got a little bit in there.
says expects
Not
global
too bad. We'll see if we can keep grinding it up.
primary energy demand to grow
Hey,
by
later, Corey. Have a good day,
10%
brother.
between now and 2040. expects natural gas demand to grow by almost 20%.
EQX.
That's Bravo Kilo Romeo.
VRAX.
SWK.
VRAX.
NUZE.
Oh wait, rip it up too.
Snap.
Nvidia ended up falling back down. It's now kind of bouncing back a little bit.
TVGN.
VRT.
Alright, I'm gonna buy into this with some size.
PNBK.
TVGN. VRAX.
Here we go.
FAMI.
Not the best fill, but that's okay. We're out. Let's see what
FAMI.
down on this account. Okay.
FAMI. FAMI.
Okay.
FAMI. WR.
Snap shares hitting new highs
We had really good success with
a bit earlier.
PNBK.
Shares rising after JMP upgraded to
TILA.
outperform from
TVGN.
LKOS.
That's SNAP.
I think I have to trade larger size in this account that I'm on.
QBTS. LTBR.
TVGN.
Something.
EQX.
Here we go.
BETO.
There we go.
IONQ.
Alright,
Northeast.
we caught that breakdown. We should be pretty green on the day now, I think, too.
DLRY.
SGMO.
Yeah, we're green on the day.
TVGN.
Alright, so back to green in this.
LRHC.
FAMI.
TVGN.
10. NTRS.
TVGN.
AAOI. AQST.
Alright, remember guys, we do have Tesla earnings.
LRHC.
NVCTT.
Big Tesla earnings report coming out later. If you want to wait on the wait list for it, there's the wait list.
BW.
PNBK.
CSTM.
Bank of Canada rate decision.
Northeast.
SMR.
Down 50 basis points to 3.75%.
Profits from it, if that makes sense.
CYCC.
Bank of Canada's Governor Macklem took a bigger step because CPI back to 2%.
CYCC.
OKLO. AG. Run.
Nice.
Eric.
Alright, so we
CYCC.
Northeast.
Slowly grinding up some profit on the day on this one now.
Northeast.
NVCT. AAOI. EXK.
Very flat
AQST.
though. Eventually we are going to break out of this choppy range, I think, here.
BETO.
LTBR.
GFI. VRT.
Northeast.
F.
PNBK.
IONQ.
Northeast.
NTRS. CORZ.
NNE, Nano Nuclear Energy, getting a
LTBR.
pop here,
Northeast.
$24.
FRO. SSL.
LTBR.
SLR. MSTX.
CYCC. SGMO.
NOUG. Riot. Run. VOD.
Northeast.
ICLN. Northeast.
Nvidia's
GOVX.
also bouncing back. Boeing's bouncing
AIOQ.
back. Tesla's sideways on the day.
Northeast.
LTBR.
I tend to think we might break on the
HKIT.
upside now.
BETO.
We'll try to trade it. I don't ever
VRAX.
trade high of the day breakouts, but I like this one just because I think the
LRHC.
trend is so obvious here. And so I think it's
LRHC.
LRHC.
Take that bet on that risk.
LRHC.
LRHC.
UPWK.
LRHC. IONQ.
LRHC.
Left. Don't do it. We might hit flat on this.
LRHC.
I could add
MSTX.
size back too,
Sophie.
but okay, we'll try. 4 contracts here. Flat on the trade now, huh?
ILPT.
Green.
Nova.
SGMO.
Break the upside of this range for whatever reason. I don't know why I do. Try to be patient with it.
TVGN.
Don't do it, Simi.
COMM. VXMT.
GNPX.
Look at that retracement, man. Strange.
VICR.
I'm gonna take a piece off of this. I just don't like it. I'm gonna take at least 25%
EQX.
position off here. I think it might still go up, but just based off of the volatility of this candle, it's a little off.
TVGN.
IONQ, CORZ.
There we go.
TVGN. TVGN.
Alright, we just locked that in too. Somehow we ended up green on this trade.
DRUG,
So we
Bright
haven't
Minds,
broken the top, but yeah, we got
Bioscience
one
getting a
contract left. I think I'll
top
sell it.
here.
HNST.
And again, this is on Top Step. It's a funded account
QBTS.
program in futures. We're green on the day
PW.
on both accounts.
Drug.
But if you want to check them out, here's the
Shoals.
link. Great way to help support your boy here in this channel. There's the Top Step link. It's
Okay,
really
Drug.
It's the most legit funded program in the
Drug.
world, in my opinion.
Drug.
Yeah, and if we're wrong about our intuition here, which it looks like we are,
NUZE.
we're about to cut this. We'll be about flat on the day. Flat could be worse, right? Like getting out of something flat on the day could be
SB.
worse. We got a cushion
RGTI.
that we're trading
AG.
into now, and if we're wrong, that's a big pullback. We got to get out. So yeah, we're kind of flat on the day, I think.
HIHO.
Yeah.
VICR.
Oh, we're actually slightly green. Okay, so we're green on the day and everything. Could have been worse. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. We'll be back later for Tesla earnings, and again, if you want to try Top Step with me, they are an affiliate
HIHO.
of mine. I
SILJ.
get paid from them, of course, so I'm biased. But we will be back later on for Tesla earnings. I'll see you guys later. I love you all. You'll have a great day.
TVGN.
Y'all be great. Again, Tesla earnings later. Big report, big day. I'm excited for it. We'll see how it goes.
TVGN.
Y'all be good.
HIHO.
I'll see you guys later.
TVGN.
ACB. EQNR.
TVGN.
ILPT.
HIHO.
CSTM.
VRAX. ACB.
BLNK. RGTI. ACRS.
VIVI.
VXMT.
PW. UPWK.
FNGD.
NVD. SGMO.
ASPI.
VRAX.
NRGV.
LVTX. LVTX.
JBT. Shoals. Boyle. ACB.
VRAX.
TIRX. VICR.
ATNM.
TILA. TILA. QBTS.
TILA. TILA.
PLG. Boyle.
VRAX.
RNAZ.
VRAX. PLG.
RGTI.
PHUN. VRAX. VRAX.
LRHC.
PHUN. TVGN.
LRHC.
LRHC. LRHC.
T. ACB. PLG. Boil. RNAZ.
ACB, Aurora
Shoals.
Cannabis, getting a pop to the highs. Alpha Charlie Bravo.
LRHC.
LRHC. LRHC.
Tone. PHUN.
LRHC. VRAX. VRAX. VRAX.
NBIS. CTMX OGI. SCKT.
GNPX. RGTI. LRHC. VIVI.
MSTX.
Save.
T.
TVGN. TVGN. VRAX. TVGN. GNPX.
COSTM.
Coming up, existing home sales for September, expecting 3.88 million.
Snap. DJT.
TVGN.
RNAZ.
IBRX.
HAFN. T.
BIVI.
Serve. COMM. CNH.
CYCC.
Save.
CYCC. ADT. Save.
RNAZ.
Save.
VICR. PLG.
TVGN. TVGN. Save.
IBRX.
LRHC.
Den.
LRHC. LRHC. LRHC.
WWR. T. QUBT. QBTS. ISPC.
LRHC.
PHUN. QUBT.
LRHC.
MSTX. HUMA. ALXO.
Coming up, existing home sales for September, 3.88 million
AQST.
expected.
DJT. TVGN.
TVGN.
T. ADT.
TVGN.
Serve.
TVGN.
These stoats can be found dashing around the English countryside, chasing down one of their favorite foods, rabbits.
VRAX.
But when just chasing doesn't get the job done, the creature turns to an unexpected superpower.
VRAX.
The stoat, on the hunt, will go nuts. This manic behavior gets the rabbit's attention. Who could ignore a stoat on steroids? Spinning, jumping, and twisting, the stoat inches closer and closer. But the rabbit remains transfixed until it's too late.
BSFC.
PLG.
T. RGTI.
STLA,
NVDD.
Stellantis, incorporating factorial solid-state batteries into demonstration fleet of
TVGN.
Dodge
TVGN.
Charger Dayton.
TVGN.
That's Sandy Tango Lima Alpha,
Same.
STLA.
FSM.
TVGN.
CNH. UAVS. Serve.
LRHC, La Rosa Holdings. Halted on a circuit breaker at $1.45 off the highs, up 195%. That's Lima Romeo Hotel, Charlie, LRHC.
Save.
COMM. QBTS.
SAVE, Spirit Airlines, moving again at the intraday high, $2.95, up about
TVGN.
37%. That's Sandy Alpha
NVD.
Victor Echo.
Den. San. TVGN.
TVGN.
Shares of NVIDIA falling to the lows.
TVGN.
NVDA 139.67.
TVGN. TV